Into the video, dude. What's going on, everybody? Hood's here, and I'm talking dronies with another community member, MrAGull. And yeah, you want to introduce yourself and tell a little bit why you're into collecting dronies and whatnot?
Sure. Well, my handle is Sir A Gull. It's kind of short for my name. My name's Adam, so you can call me Adam. I'm okay with that.
All
Uh,
right.
I kind of got into the NFT space. I kind of am an artist and creator at heart. Went to school for fine art photography many years ago. Got into NFTs thinking like, oh, I got some stuff and artwork that I made years ago that could translate into the NFT space. Didn't quite understand what it was. Got an OpenSea account. Started to make a collection. Started to buy a few NFTs. Not really understanding what I was doing. I'll say this, buying some stuff that were more profile picture projects, you would say. Um, Put out some of my stuff, just one little project. Sent some stuff to some friends. Did the whole, on Facebook, kind of following some NFT, channels and, the whole, I guess there's a lot of, put in your wallet address and do this and like this and we'll send you a free stuff. So I got a bunch of like freebie kind of worthless stuff that got sent in OpenSea. And I can't remember the name of who put on the video, but it was a YouTube video where I was just doing research on NFTs, and it was about like, ask these NFT millionaires what you would do with like, you got $2,000 to invest. And I watched it, and one of the projects, and I know Peter talked about this, but was dronies. And like I know Gary V, who's very well known, was on that video, and a bunch of other people that I probably need to go back and look and pay attention to who they are. But I was like, dronies, and they talked about like, oh, this design company, and they've got artists that have worked with Disney, and they've got clients like Facebook and some other, high profile stuff. And I'm like, oh, well, let me look into this. So I signed up for the Discord and was kind of still paying attention to some of the other stuff that I had been looking at on OpenSea, and had a former coworker that I found out he had a project on OpenSea. And again, it's more just PFP images. He doesn't have a roadmap. There's no utility or plan. I mean, it's just literally like he's created these images, and he does something a little different that he doesn't necessarily use like a candy machine like what Dronies did, where it kind of auto generates all these different layers and pieces things together. He actually builds the layer, himself, and kind of custom designs each one that he puts out. Which is, I always thought, well, if you're going to be a kind of PFP only, kind of NFT thing, then that's kind of more appealing. But he's slow going. It doesn't sell them for that much. Barely selling any. But anyway, I just slowly started paying attention to the Dronies Discord, and it's my first time ever being in any kind of Discord chat or server. So learning how that operated was a little unique at first, and it was slow going for me. And I was kind of like, I don't know about any of this. And then the closer they got to talking about minting and the dates and the pricing and being on the whitelist and more research that I did with people that I worked with that are in this space, I'm like, I better pay attention to this because I feel like they're backed. This NFT project's backed by somebody that's substantial. Like you said earlier before we started the call, like they show their faces, they get online, they tell who they are. There's no secret
Right.
behind it, which I think is awesome.
And I
You know,
like the
it's
fact that there's like a design agency that's, you know, directly linked to them. Like they're a team from the design agency. You know what I mean? Like there's an actual business behind it. That's what I feel like is really appealing to me.
I agree. I look at it. I told you who I work for. Branding and marketing is a big thing, and over the years of watching that, even at the low level that I'm at, you know, I've come to realize like how important that is, and like that's again, and one of the biggest sells for me is like when crypto dropped and Solana dropped from like the 150s to where it is, And that was right before mint date. Solana had their network issue and advised them not to mint, and that put a kink in things. But I feel like the way that Peter put them out there and just said, like, hey, these are the facts, this is what's up, this is what's going on, we're reevaluating some things that we said we were going to be able to do, like as far as net price, is probably not going to happen. It's going to change, but we're trying to make it to where we can change. If we're going to change it, it's not going to be like a huge impact. And I think they came up with a reasonable solution. The mint price went up a little bit, but I don't think it was outrageous, and it's not as much as they probably could have done. And that there in itself to me really sold me. And so, like, from that moment on, I was like, I got to get on this whitelist. Like whatever I do, because I didn't know. Like, I didn't know if like it was going to sell out and the price was going to skyrocket like we all want. In hindsight, I kind of feel like, yeah, it would have been nice to miss the bus a little bit and come in at this point and be like, oh, it's discount shopping.
Yeah.
But again, that's yeah, as I'm learning, that's kind of like, I guess, what can happen. I mean, that's just the reality. It's
like,
crypto.
At the same time, I feel like it's still so new. Like, they haven't even really touched items on the roadmap yet.
No.
You know what I mean? I feel like, once we actually see the comic book come out, which was mentioned again, the games. Like,
they said like earliest summer, so that's like
right,
and
that's right around the corner. So like I just feel like once we get it in the public's eye more, more people are going to be more curious. They're going to want to get more involved, and maybe even more collectors. Like, we both talked about how we like collecting things. Like, I mean, I have some jerseys, like signed jerseys. I have a bunch of signed stuff from like musicians. Like, I love collecting stuff too, especially skateboards and anything like in like the skate culture, like Supreme. But like, if we could put it in more collectors' eyes, I feel like that would we could pull in like a whole other market. But it's just like, if you didn't watch those YouTube videos, you wouldn't really know about the project. And that's how I found them too, So I feel like it's super like tight knit still, which is cool, but I feel like we gotta try and branch it out more,
I agree, and I think this past week is really kind of our excuse me, it's kind of like a reset. Willie's on board now. So we've got someone that can be the day-to-day face of Dronies. Right. That's communicating he's communicating with Unfold. He's an Unfold employee now. We're going to see a ramp up in that communication today with Dave's press release. I mean, I just I got home, and before our call here, I went through and I looked at the little sticky note map of kind of like what they're working on, where things are at. And, I'm like, dude, like they're really on it. Well, like, we haven't seen this detail, but I've trusted that, like, they're a design company. Right. And even to the point that where they shared, like, we've altered to make sure we're consistent with our design language. And here's what it looks like. As someone that went to art school, I've not worked in a company that deal with this, but I get it, and I see what they're saying. Like, we use these fonts. These are acceptable ways of using the logo. These are unacceptable ways. Like, we're going to be branching out into different types of media, potentially comic books, TV, video games, just the NFTs themselves. The fact that they're thinking about, like, how do we make sure everything's consistent as far as design goes? I mean, that just, again, goes to the core of what they are. It's like, it is about the image, and, compared to most of the NFTs out there, I mean, this stuff blows it away as far as design quality.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you want to talk about, you want to say, oh, you're just spending money on a picture. Well, this is one of the best damn pictures that I see compared to some others that I see valued a lot more.
Yeah. And dude, like, everything takes time, you know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, I'm trying to build it now while the floor is cheap and sweep the floor when I can, because I have, like, I just feel like in a year they're going to be worth a lot, you know what I mean?
And I hope so too.
Like I want to pick up ones that like I'm not super attached to, and that's why I feel like grabbing them off the floor. It's like, well, you know, you find some they're probably high in the set anyway, so it's like, yeah. And then like if the floor price is higher, so you know what? Why don't we talk about sweeping the floor and the benefits that a project can get from sweeping the floor? Because I was supposed to do that in my last video, and you actually called me out on it, so thank you for that, because that was something.
Well, you did. I went back and rewatched. You did touch on it a little bit about. You went back to how rare and using that, and I didn't catch that, but yeah, I definitely like using the tools that are out there to hone in, even if it's not just sweeping the floor, but maybe you're trait looking, you're trait hunting, and you're trying to get the best deal, and you're just constantly on the lookout for a trait, like using how rare, like how can you do that? Because that's been something that I've used, especially more lately. I wish I would have known the first 2 weeks in when I made some bad buys, because I was like, just like I didn't know what I was supposed to be looking for.
Right. So let's see. All right. So if we were here, and like I know one that I'm interested in, and I'm gonna probably pick up soon, is one with a snapback. So if you wanted to get one with a snapback, I'm here on howrare.is, and
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Even though you can't see it, but yeah, I'm gonna see what you're seeing.
Alrighty. So I'm already in the Dronies collection, and I have it. I have the statistical rarity on.
Okay.
I don't really think that's gonna matter, but so I'll go to the hat, and then it is the backwards cap. I'm gonna click that, and then at the very top, it's automatically on sort by rank, but you click that and you go by price, and then it should go from low to high. So the floor for the snapbacks is 2.5, which to me is a steal.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I don't have a snapback in my collection yet, so if I wanted to scoop one off of the snapback floor, it would be 2.5, and you could do that. But if you wanted to just get involved in a project, maybe one, that you're going in for the first time and you want to just get in, get your feet wet, perfect place to look is the floor. So if you go out of the collection and you just, you could just do only for sale at the top on the left hand side, and then you can have it sort by price, and then you have it from low to high. So the floor right now is 1.7. If you click them, you can get all of his traits and everything before you buy it. You can see his attribute count is 8, so he would be in the Clean Gang. So you could get into that sub-community through this Droney, which is a benefit to buying it. And he's on the floor for a great price.
Yep.
He, I don't know. If I was somebody who was looking at this, I just feel like, 1.7 soul? Why not? I just feel like that's super cheap, Because, the whitelisted price was 3. So if you're scooping one up for 1.7, you're ahead. And just because the other thing too is just because the floor is that low doesn't mean that you have to sell it for that cheap. People could list it at whatever price they want. It's just, I think people do this because they want to try and they want to get out of a project quick and just jump into another one. But
yeah, I was discussing with someone on my way home about talking with you today and just explaining kind of things, and really the floor is just a representation of what someone's willing to part with their Droney, and if you look at a lot of them, especially with how rare, you can see there's no sales history, or you can see the last time they paid, what was the last, what did they pay for it,
right?
And some of them are, they bought it at 2, and I'm looking at one snapback here. They bought it at 2. They're selling it for 3.5. They're trying to make a quick flip,
Right.
I don't blame you.
That's the other thing.
I'd like to be able to do that too.
If it's an affordable price, I never mind buying at the full price, and especially in an upward trend pattern, because all right, so this one has a sale history. We'll click this one. I like that, you could see Oh, where's the graph? Normally I feel like there's a graph. I don't have a graph on my computer now for some reason. Unless I'm thinking of Magic Eden. Am I thinking of Magic Eden?
I think you might be thinking.
I'm
Well,
thinking of
I think
Magic
you're thinking of them
Yeah,
because yes, So Rare just gives you a big list,
that's
and you
right.
can see like when it was listed, when it was canceled listings, bids that were done, canceled
Right.
bids, buys. You know,
Right, that's right. I like
you
that
can even.
though. But like, I don't mind. Like, if I see a droney was sold, like they bought it for a little bit cheaper and they're putting it on the market again for a little bit higher. I don't mind buying it for that because then I'm gonna follow that trend. You know what I mean? When I sell it, I'm gonna sell it for higher, and just obviously like that pattern should keep going, as long as it gets into the right hands, of course.
Yeah, I have a tendency to do somewhat of the same thing. You know, I'm more of a like if I really like it and the price is what I think is fair, I'm gonna buy it. You know, like I could bid on it and I could wait. You know, I think my understanding, I've never had anybody bid on the few things that I've put up for listings on Magic Eating, but I don't think you get notified. So I
Oh
think you
really?
have to constantly go back and check. So it's not like you put in a bid and someone goes, boom, oh, I got a bid. Let me see if I'll accept it. So like it could take a day for some people to potentially check their listing. So I'm like, if I really want something, like I'm going to snatch it before someone else.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
No, that's another thing I do too. Oh, somebody's buying them right
it's
now.
it's bad habit, I guess.
Somebody's buying them though. I'm watching them drop off of my screen as I'm on Magic Eden. Let's go. Wait, let me pull up the sales bot. Oh wait, actually, I'm on the Roundtable Crew at the Roundtable Crew. The E is a 3. Make sure to hit them up on Twitter. Tag them, tell them Hood says what up. But
Well,
you
that
said
leads
that you
into that
have
leads
some
into the
stuff, right?
segue. That's a segue into just a little teaser announcement. But I am part of that round.
Let's
I was
go.
accepted. But what I would say is, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure my earpod just fell out. But um, what I was saying is that we've got some things cooking and some community involvement, some stuff that I think people might get excited about and want to participate in. It's not been completely finalized, but we're working on it. We got some really smart people out there, smarter than me, that are doing some hard work to get it up and running and coming up with some good ideas. And I'm super excited to be a part of that group. And just again, willing to, you know, I think all of us are interested in growing the community, keeping up excitement. Um, you know, we're going to be doing some giveaways, some other things that have, you know, just the ideas are kicking around, and you know, we're not affiliated directly with Unified. There's some mods that are in there. It was started by Willie and Zach. You know, initially they did do a giveaway kind of early on, but things are just kind of just like I feel like with Unfold. I think things are just getting started with this group and what we're going to do, and kind of the community involvement we're going to be doing collectively. And we'll see what goes from there. You know, I'm excited. You know, again, like I said, I'm still kind of new in this space. I'm kind of jumping in neck deep, and super excited. You know, just about what can come of this. And
Oh
you
yeah.
know, but
Oh wait, did you see my my cacao video?
I have not seen it.
Got my
I'm
droney
just still
submission
thinking about
coming
what
up
I'm going
for
to do
you.
for mine. I mean, come on, Nick's got it in the bag. I think. You know, I was going to say
It's
he's
good,
been putting it
everybody.
out there for a while.
Got my droney submission coming up for you.
An idea of something different that maybe no one else would do. But see, I think if I'm going to do it tonight or not. So
Yeah, I just sent you the link.
what it says, media cannot be played. Let me go to the actual Twitter page. So I know you may have some other things to talk about, but one thing I wanted to talk to you about is skateboards. Now I know you're super into it, and
Oh yeah.
I grew up as a skateboard wannabe good at it. You know, I was never that good at it. My
Yeah,
last
it's
time
hard to
riding,
how good you are. It's just about having
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Well, the last time I rode a skateboard, I'm 46, and this was when I was 38.
Mhm.
As I thought it would be a good idea after having a few brews to ride to the gas station, which is like less than a mile from my house. But there's this nice big old hill, and I thought I made it down the first kind of hill to the stop sign of my neighborhood, and I thought, oh, I made it there. I think I could do this. I had a helmet on. Thank God. Using my board that I had used in high school and never been touched or tuned up or anything, it was a bad idea. Got the speed wobbles.
Ooh.
Ended up in the ditch, face first. A bunch of big granite rock, as part of the drainage ditch. Yeah, I ended up in the hospital. Broke both hands. Cracked my left scapula.
Oh,
Bruises,
dang.
bruises all over. I was out of work for 4 months. So my skateboarding days are done as far as anything other than maybe a longboard on a flat ground.
I'm
but
very sorry to hear
but I
that, dude. That's
but
terrible.
but I say that I'm starting off on a bad note. But I say that because I know that you had, I think, mentioned in some chats about, like, I think getting your droney put on the skateboard. I think that was
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And
I asked
Peter was like,
Peter.
yeah, he was like, for personal use, absolutely. But early on, like when the skate gang kind of came out, I chatted Peter. I was like, like, I think we need to, like, look into the skating arena as a marketplace or
Yeah,
space.
dude, that's a great idea. Yo, like
Because
Street League, or like if we could hit up like Battle at the Barracks and like try and get like our logo put up on their wall, dude. Like that would be
and see, and like,
that would be
I'll
crazy.
tell you this, like, I'm out of touch. I'm just thinking of this in a business marketing kind of,
Yeah,
like
dude. Or if we could get
like
a
grow.
raging thrasher, what? Oh my god.
Well, and here's what I was thinking. I was like thinking, like, one, there are potential of, like, could you sponsor people?
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's still a thing that people do, but
Yeah.
sponsored by brands. Number two, creating some pieces, and he talked about that the I can't remember who he said did it, but someone had some skateboards made up with Droney logos on it for the office as part of, like, their kind of developmental process. And even thinking of just doing more decorative type things. You sell. A lot of Droney collectors may not be skaters, but like me, I'd buy a skateboard deck and hang it on the wall if it had something cool I liked on it. Um, and then I started thinking, like, even bigger, like, okay, so you just made an honorary for Shaq. No, not asking him for anything. We're not, we know Dronies is not going to be doing anything like, I'm going to pay a celebrity to endorse us. They're going to tweet it, do a video, and then be done with it. There goes the money. Like, they're not going to do that. And I agree. That's not the best way. But, if you wanted to get someone involved that's willing to get involved, like, I thought, who's the GOAT? Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking Droney Hawk. Like,
Yes.
do we have a custom honorary droney for Droney Hawk? And
We
he
should.
just he just recently, I think, got into the NFT space when I started to kind of look it up. And it's not the impossible. I'm not saying that he has to be the one, but that's got to be the direction. But I think Peter sounded like he was entertained in the thought of, like, ooh, that's a possibility. So I don't know. I think that's a cool space to get into.
Hmm.
It's not it's something that I was did when I was younger, and I'm not really into skating. If anything, right now I'd be into, like, coming from a photography background, like, oh, I'd love to take pictures of skateboarders doing
Yeah.
tricks, or videos
Dude,
of skateboarders doing tricks. That
I'm gonna try and make some connections. I'm gonna try and like reach out, like, cause I I had a Instagram video of me doing a Muska flip, and it was like me. This was like when I started getting like pretty comfortable with them, and I was down in Maryland skateboarding, and my girlfriend was recording me, and I got this clean Muska flip, and I tagged Chad Muska in it, and I was like, hey man, like, or I was like, that was like probably my best Muska flip to date. Like, Chad Muska, what do you think? And he was like, I approve, and like sent a heart. I was like, holy shit, like a pro skater, like a legend, somebody I look up to. I was skating in his shoes, like his Muska shoes, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, yo, that's crazy. but like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like if I come correct, you know, and tell him that like this could be like
you never know.
a cool kind of like, you know what I mean? Like he could be relevant modern day and be like, yo man, like Shaq's in it, like we want to, and like we could, you know, obviously I'd have to clear it with on Dronie's side, but be like, you know, we could probably get you your own custom Dronie, like that's a good NFT for you to have, and you know what I mean, blah blah blah. And, like,
Yeah, and they can even
see if he'd be into it.
Yeah, like what I think I read where like Shaq's probably going to sell and maybe donate the proceeds to charity his Dronie, but like it's something like a win-win. I think if that were something that could all be connected, like hey, we're going to create this. You can use it for if you want to keep it, cool. You want to sell it for profit, cool. You want to donate it for charity and just bring awareness to the space and you and whatever. It's.
But can I just say how like I love how much of a boss Shaq is. Like he literally went and swept the Astros floor. Like he was like, gotta go clean the floors, and he just took it out, dude. Like I was like, wow.
Really, he did that? I didn't know that.
Like that's what they were saying. At least that's what I gathered from the Twitter, and that's what they were all claiming. And I think in the Discord too, they were talking about that. And I was like, what? But then next thing you know, like the floor price just kept going up and up and up and up, and like everybody just kept like sweeping the floor, and like, and there was one point, it was like just this past weekend, like the whole Discord was literally nothing but like memes of Shaq sweeping the floor and shit, and like everybody was buying it. But I was like, dude, if we can do that, like that's why I tried to start that like chain effect on Twitter this past weekend when I bought the 3 off the floor. If we could get like a bunch of people who are like super bullish on it, and like we could all like time it together, we'd be like, yo, let's go, like we're just gonna go 10 SOL each, and we're just gonna just mop the floor up.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Getting people to do that is a harder thing, but there may be
like
some other
people, or like even people would be like, yeah, I'll kick in, I'll do 2 or I'll do 4 SOL or whatever, you know what I mean, and just we all grab as much as we can and then see what happens,
Yeah, no, that's definitely, I think, something that's doable. Not for me at the moment.
No,
I'm a little
dude,
upset.
me either. I don't know if you saw, but I got a gold Dronie, bro. Like I'm tapped for a minute.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I spent got a good deal on a 1-to-1 this past week, and that was the most I've spent on a single Dronie. So, but it was a good deal. I believe the seller was very gracious, I think, in accepting my offer. So just pretty stoked about that. I honestly feel like I'm kind of content a lot more, with what I'm collecting and what my collection is. I'm just kind of more like, I think I achieved my goal like earlier than I thought. Okay, I can slow down and enjoy the ride now.
Right, for sure. Dude, I love the gold Dronie.
Yeah, but just like I didn't think I would ever be able to get a 1-to-1, it could happen. So we'll see.
Dude, my skater collection is like awesome. I love my skater collection. I got gold, silver, beanie.
You got a glass? You need a glass, man. Glass is better than silver. It's rare. It's like 130 in the collection.
I do need a glass, but I got hard eyes, black bandana. Let's go, dude. Like I don't know. I love my collection. The Discord eyes. I love that. The always watching eyes. Bro, I get so hype over this shit.
I did, dude. I mean, we talked,
Dude, I get like I geek out over this stuff, dude. Like I literally feel like I'm like 10 years old collecting Pokemon cards again. Like it's insane.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got like even like computer. I've got photo apps. I got an album. I've got my Dronies. I've got the ones that I'm thinking of selling potentially at some point. The ones that I'm not going to sell. I at one point have tried to make my own clean gang. Like this is what I've got clean. Like to try to be able to just quickly like look at it, and like some days, and honestly, like I just go through it, like just like they're baseball cards or Pokemon cards or whatever you might have been into. You just kind of looking through them, like yeah, ooh, I like this because of this, and like, did I get rid of that? I don't know, man.
And like, dude, my PFP, like, I minted that, and I was like, oh, just like, yes, let's go. I love my PFP. It's just so clean. Like, it's clean, but it's not technically clean. You know what I mean? It's just like super flowy.
I think what if I were to choose, probably other than my 1-to-1, which is probably my favorite for other reasons than just looking at it. It's pretty cool too. It's not, it's the goth crony, so it's not a. I found out. I ended up sending Courtney a message on Discord, just like, hey, is this a character? I'm not familiar with it. Like, I got it. I really like it. It actually reminds me of a photography art project I did in college, as far as the change in the background in front of a character. So it kind of like struck me, and it was like really cool to get. And she's like, no, it's just, it wasn't made after anything. It's just a goth crony. And I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. A lot of the 1-to-1s are, of things, and some of us know what they are, and some of us may not know what they are. Some of them are very obvious and more popular culture than I'm aware of. But I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, but I think about like, if I were to choose a number 2, what would that be? And I'm just looking, and I'm like, I don't know.
Post it in our chat. Let's see what it is.
I know. Give me a second. I'm gonna just glance real quick. It's like, do you do clean? Do you do not clean? Do I worry about, is it about traits and rarity? I think I got the one.
Whatever your preference.
I think I got the one that I thought's like, to me, it looked almost like it could be a 1-to-1 if you didn't know the rest of the collection. Let me see. Let me get this to send it to you. Just bear with me as I go through my file system here. I do have things organized and put into place for quick reference, but I'm going to choose this guy. My favorite grabs, and just looks overall put together, ready to riot, or ready for the riot. This guy means business.
Yeah, wait, you want to see my riot? Hold on.
And I don't even know what the rank is. I don't think this is. It's maybe rare to epic. I don't think it's definitely not a legendary.
Did you see my riot shield?
Please, let me get back to Discord real quick. Oh yeah, googly eyes, space riot with the blue backpack, ready to go to school.
Yo, could you imagine if a kid showed up like this to school?
It's like the kid in what's the Adam Sandler movie where he's with Scuba Steve. What is that? Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
With Adam Sandler and the little kid, and he's walking around the house. He's got like a scuba mask on, and he's a weird kid, But yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I minted him, and dude, he's won something in the collection. He's like just outside of the first 100.
Yeah, I got one yesterday. What is it? Which one was it? I'm gonna pull it up on Solo Skipping. Another thing I use on Discord is, I guess, the rarity checker, Soul Rarity. That's another really good, quick kind of sniping tool to use if you want to really quick, if you want to see the legendary, epic, that kind of terminology used, you can kind of go, oh, okay, this is considered epic here at this place. Oh, wait,
I can't find it.
So, like, this is an example of. Well, I'm out. There's technical difficulty here.
Yeah.
This is not in the place that I thought it was going to be.
158. Okay. Why couldn't I find that before?
We're both looking for stuff right now.
Yeah, I had to put statistical rarity on. But yeah, he's 158.
Do this the easy way. Why?
Scrolling.
This is the part I said mindless dribble that we could cut out.
Yeah, oh yeah. Normally I keep it because I just show that's like a hot take. There we go, 158. Bam! Because the whole time like I'm looking at all drony stuff, you know what I mean?
Well, that's right. You got these people looking at the video. I'm sitting here looking and thinking, oh, I'm just blabbing as I'm looking around for shit.
I look like a complete fool. And I'm like, I should cut this out. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Who cares? It'll show that it's a straight through video. What else we got? What else you want to talk about?
I don't know, man.
What
I
are
think
you excited for?
I really think when I saw that the comics were potentially like early as this summer, in Dave's press announcement today, like if I read it correctly, I thought that was like, okay, here's something real, substantial, that, and again, anticipating who he's going to announce as far as like who they're working with, because it sounds like they're kind of big time. One thing I got excited about, I think on the last Twitter Space call, was that he was saying that the people that they're talking to in the comic space are like super excited to kind of look into this project because they're, I guess, used to working on big name projects, big brand stuff, stuff where there's requirements that involve like you have to do it this way, you can't deviate from this, like lots of constraints because of like branding. And at this point they're at the kind of ground level where Discord can kind of, and the Dronies team can kind of let them do what they do best and be creative and maybe go outside of the box that they're used to working in. And so like if you're getting these heavy name hitters, it's like, I guess, a producer that always, a music producer that only works for one artist. And then finally they get to work with another artist that's up and coming. And they're like, I got a clean slate. I can do some ideas that I wanted to do, or like we can present them. And we got a team that's like, hey, this is new. We're willing to do this. Like we're looking at you as the experts. That, to me, that's exciting. I think that's innovation. It's not trying to do the same thing, and, I don't know enough about comics. I'm not a comic book collector. So like whoever they say, I'm going to be like, okay, I hope that's good. I'll have to research and look them up. But the fact that the way they're making it sound like is like these are people that are heavy hitters in the business, and they're not just some random archives. And from a company that does design and put out the work that they did just for this NFT project, I don't know. I'm pretty confident. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Let's see. I'm gonna go see the Dronies sales bot on Twitter. Let's see. Last Droney was bought 41 minutes ago. I also just saw. I believe it's Nick's birthday today.
That's right. I did see that earlier.
Yeah.
And he wants everyone to sweep. He wants everyone to sweep the floor.
Yeah.
Is what he said. Yeah.
You know what? I think I have to buy one. We have to do it. It's in the video. I think I have to buy one. Let me get on Coinbase real quick.
I tell you what, I'll buy one too with you. I think I've got it. It's nice block the anon with the Reaper sold for 8 Sol. That's a good price. That's an honest price. And, it's someone selling it for really what it's worth. I think what I was saying earlier to you, when I kind of see something that I like, if it speaks to me and I think it's fair in what I think the market should be, at least at this time, even though it's not, with the floor being low, I kind of like, dude, I want this, especially if I was looking for, I'm looking for a Reaper, however you say it, whatever it's called, it's on the back. I'm looking for one of those. I don't have one of them. And to get the combo of a block party, a black droney, the whatever it's called, the vest, the riot vest, and an anon, like, those are all great traits. I'm curious to look this up and see what the rarity is, but like, that to me is like something that, if I got the money, or have the money, like, and I really want something that's cool and I'm looking for a trait, like, that's a great deal in my opinion, and I think that's where, if you look at a lot of the sales spots, yeah, right now there's a lot of stuff being sold super undercut. I think forget which site it is, if it's just Magic Eden or if it's on Rarity, but it kind of tells you the average, late average sale price. And if people are still buying it, journeys that are like $5 sols and up, the market's still good. It's just, there are a lot of people that I think are just wanting to get out for whatever reason, or they're groups of people or a company or a bot kind of base thing that bought a bunch early on and have decided to move on to another project, and they're just cutting, they're jumping ship to just recoup what they can to move on. I don't know. Those are some things that I think may be going on. Just having learning the space, recently, I think it's possible. Can't say for sure, but it's just, but I still see that there's a healthy group of people buying that are, not just looking at buying at that floor, but like, they're seeking out like good dronies, and people are asking reasonable prices for them, in my opinion, still.
Oh yeah, dude. Right now, I feel like it's a steal if you're getting it below the whitelisted mint price.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't go wrong.
I think in 5 years, you're not. If you hold it for 5 years, you're gonna be like, hell yeah. Thank God.
Solana changed their image on Coinbase. I think now it looks different. I think the background was white before. Now it's black. It looks sick though.
I'll check that out. Just gonna pull up my wallet. So let's see what I like that's on the floor right now. I hope we don't have to fight over something. No, I want that one.
You better beat me to the punch, damn it. Oh, what?
I'll give you the win.
What the shit is happening? Alright, Coinbase, you want to be a peckerhead? Fine. I still win, Coinbase. trading fees with Coinbase One. ApeCoin is now on Coinbase. Wow. Look at that. Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to set something up to look at the floor. So I'm going to do something that I done a little trick that I've had to use how rare for as far as the sort, like, so we're going to look at the floor, and I want to sort by 0 to 2. So that's going to be my range as far as sold price. And I can toggle back and forth between statistical rarity. But if I do that, and then I sort by rank, then I'm going to always pull up at least within that range of 0 to 2, the highest ranking dronies that I'm looking at. So like if I'm like, if you're looking at the floor and you still want to look at things that like, ooh, that's something that I don't have.
Right. Absolutely.
Or something, or this, I'm looking at, I want to get the highest rank, cheapest one I can get. Maybe you're a first time, purchaser here and you're not familiar with how rare. And it, my first go round, I used how rare, but I didn't understand kind of some of the sorting things that you can do and kind of fix. But man, I see a couple of things I like.
Sweet. I just scooped a snapback off the floor.
You did? Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Welcome to the club. Look here.
For Nick, happy birthday, Nick. Got that on video for you, boy. Boy. Let me go. Let's go hunt down the sales bot now. Oh, let's go. Somebody just bought an Anon for 8.
Was it the one I was talking about?
Yeah, that was the one you were talking about.
the 8 soul one?
Yep.
Yeah. Like I said, man, great buy.
That is a great buy. Whoever got that, congrats.
Like, if I had the money,
let's go.
That's it. But consolidation price, to me, not having that much sold to spend today. Let me look at this one. I think I might get this one. It has the shield, which is actually a very rare front chest piece. And it's got the Reaper weapon thing on the back. It's 2 soul. I'm going to take that. It's Pink Gang, and it's in the snow.
Ooh,
and that's pretty.
Chat.
I will. That is a trait that I did not have. I did not have to spend 8 soul to get it, like the person before us did. For that other one, I got the trait that I wanted for a little on the cheap. Another thing I like to do is I use Phantom Wallet. What I like to do is to have a copy of the droney that I have. I open it, and I open it up into SoulScan, and then I don't know if this is the best image, but I feel like it's probably the highest quality image I can get to put in my photo library just for quick references and uploading. But just a pro tip, FYI. And now I gotta send that to you. You can probably already see it in SalesBot, but
I'm making a post, my bad, dude.
No worries. Just picked this up for 2 Sol. Got a little nice duck with some cross, sneaky looking eyes.
Oh yeah, let's go. Wait, are you on Twitter?
Same handle, MrAGull. Same capitalizations and stuff. I'll be honest with you. I just, I've had a Twitter account for years and just have never gotten into using Twitter. And
Until
only
this.
because of NFTs have I been using Twitter lately. That is the only thing I do on Twitter is NFT related. And most of it is following fellow dronies at the moment. I got a few other people I follow and a couple of other friends in the space that are not into dronies, but they're doing their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get yours already? Which
Mm-hmm.
you grab? You grabbed the one. You grabbed the one with the. Oh, that. Yeah, I see. I just went to sales spot. Yeah, that's pretty sharp. I got a snapback as well that I got early on. I can't remember who I bought it off of. That up for you. It's like if you're looking at rarity, I think it's like a maybe an
I
epic.
got that on video too. I feel like that's good. It's good footy right there.
Nice. But I got this snapback with the fanny pack, the copper, battery pack on the back. A little sad face.
I now have 3 archers. Yo, if my dronies had to fight, I would have some gnarly shredders. I got 2 with compound bows. I got one with a regular bow. I got one with a bulletproof vest and a knife and a metal beak. I got the one with the katana, even though it says he's under repair. But
Like
bro,
they're under repair. I have a few of those.
I got some badass ones. I
Oh,
need a
that's
gunner.
good.
I need a gunner. I need to have a gunner. I feel like I got 2 pilots. And fanny pack gang, let's go.
Yeah, man, join the gang. All fannies. Only fannies.
Only fannies. Brain gang. Yo, funny thing is, like, I've seen this drone with the snapback, like, surface a couple times. And I'm like, every time I was like, oh, I want to buy him. And then, poof, gone. I'm like, damn it. Now I got him.
I think that's the fun part of this, which for me it's neat and fun. It kind of, for me, it brings back some of the kid stuff of doing, I kind of got into baseball card collecting a little bit, and just I think what would be really cool, and I think I saw that Astrals is doing this, where I think with Fox Federation, I think I'm saying that right, where you're able to set up a trade that's like super legit and like done through a website, not like a trust thing, and where it's like verified, and like I think if we can get to that point where you could easily set up trading between NFTs, I think that would be super awesome. I think you'd see a lot. I think you'd see a lot more community people kind of getting involved in like really just getting together. Like hey, just like traditional baseball cards and things like that. Like oh, I got this, or hey man, I got 2 of these. I'll trade you 2 of these for that, and you're like, yeah, I'll do that. Kind of like how you got your skateboard journey. You got someone that's like, hey, dude, I know you love skateboards. I've got this. You've got one that's very similar.
Right.
Like, let's trade it out. And like, wow, win-win.
Dude, if we can, like, I feel like seeing that ape coin come out, and that came out of like the Bored Ape Yacht Club community. Like, I feel like we could manifest something like that, you know?
Well, I guess that brings me into a question for you, and this is my ignorance and learning, still being new to this space. But like, so like, Bored Ape Yacht Club is kind of like the pinnacle. Like that's, if you talk about NFTs that blew up. Like, I don't know enough about it, and I haven't done any research to look into it. But like, what is it about those type of NFTs, or even other NFTs that are in like the Solana space that I look at on how rare when I look at the list? And I compare like four prices. I look at their collection number. I look at how many things are listed, and without having to jump into their Discord and like really like say like, what are you guys offering? Like, what is it about this project that makes people good? Like, because I look at Dronies and Unfold, and like we talked earlier, like there's a well-vetted design team that's behind this, and they've got a vision and a plan, and they're treating this like a business. And Dronies is the client of the parent company, and there's a team that's just on Dronies, but it looks like things that I see in the company that I work for. That's where I'm like, huh. So like that's my buy-in. But I just wonder, like, we've had a lot of complaints, and I'm glad we haven't really had to talk about any of that, or but the past week or so, there have been a lot of people that are upset or disgruntled and talking talk. But like, I don't know where that's coming from, because I don't know what else is out there specifically to compare it to say like, okay, well, this is where the Dronies team should be doing some things better. I think they're addressing it today, and they're going to address it tomorrow on the YouTube thing. But I don't know. I'm just curious, is your opinion, like, what is it that other people are looking for, expecting them to be? Like, is staking, like with staking, like I get it, but like, what does it really mean to offer staking? Like, what is the buy-in? What's the biggest thing that can come from that? I'm still learning, so that's a question. That's a question I have for you that maybe you can answer for me, and for other people that are not in the know. Looking for something.
So one of the things, like staking, I feel like a lot of people look at staking because it's passive income, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the thing is like, I don't like to comply with SEC regulations. I'm not sure if you can like have it generate essentially dividends. That's what it is, right? So like, you would, because you're a holder of the NFT, you would get X amount of a currency for holding it, and like you have to register. Like if you bought an Astrals, or if you have an Astrals NFT, you can
one of those.
stake it. You have one?
Yeah, I bought one.
Did you stake
I paid for. I haven't yet, because I'll be honest with you, I kind of got one just to get one,
right,
to make sure I had one in case, and looked into getting some more, and then got some more Dronies instead.
So if you stake it here, I'll actually pull it up here on the on my end. So
some issues with the staking early, so.
But you have to get an extension for your Phantom wallet. But it's
Okay.
cool. Like, I did it. It's safe. At least to my knowledge. Do it at your own discretion. But so like, Astrals you bought using Sol. I don't think, to comply with SEC regulations, I don't believe you can stake your NFT and earn Sol, or earn ETH or Bitcoin. You know what I mean? But so like, a way how they go around that, my phone's blowing up right now, sorry. A way how they go around that is, so you'll, for all the holders, right, you could earn a currency. So for Astrals, you earn Galaxy, it's GLX.
Yeah, I saw that.
And with that, like, they'll have every $100 that you can suggest something to the community, and then if your proposal gets granted, then you can earn commission off of that idea, and it'll be, I believe, in Galaxy. And I think you can convert it back into Sol if you sell it, but I'm not 100% sure on the whole like conversions and if you can do that or not. But I do know that, like, basically as a holder, if you're somebody who's going to hold long term and you're actually like a part of the community and you want to suggest things, help it grow or whatever, you would, like, that's a way of telling people who have been in the community for a long time, you know what I mean? Because they're only getting paid by that currency. And I guess that's also
Gotcha.
the significance of not having Sol, because then anybody who has a shit ton of Sol could come in with one NFT and just dump all their Sol in there and be like, oh yeah, now you know what I mean? Now I can put a bunch of ideas in here or whatever. So I guess that's another reason why they probably don't do that. But I think the main thing is like the whole SEC regulations. So yeah, it's just a way, I think, of showing who's been in the community and for how long, and then like that also makes you want to hold the NFT longer so that you can accrue some currency, and then you can propose ideas, or you can vote, and you can do things within that community then.
So it can be more of a tool of a status symbol in a way.
It can
within
the community, but like
it's
mainly to put like
shareholder kind of like I'm a shareholder.
Exactly.
I'm a bigger shareholder because I've been here for a while. Like
right.
I've got this much Galaxy, so I kind of have a little more pull
right.
in
the thing with like Astrals is like, if you have a higher ranked NFT, you'll earn more of the Galaxy quicker. You know what I mean? Like
sounds a little bit like real life.
Yeah, exactly. It's like dividends and stuff like
that.
Yeah,
I know.
But
well, that makes sense. And I also, I guess I thought, like, in the sense of, if there's games or anything like that you would earn things that are assets that can be utilized in the space that have value in the space.
Right.
So that's kind of along kind of what I had picked up and understood. I haven't done the Astrals staking yet. Again, I still haven't. I kind of bought it because it was something everyone was talking about. Honestly, Shaq, it's his project. Shaq is Shaq. I can't say specifically the details, but I have witnessed a Shaq moment where he is a very generous man, and that was something that has impressed me about him, and so it just being interested in the project that he's involved with, I thought, like, oh, that's cool, I'll dive in. But I haven't looked at like any of the roadmap, to be honest with you. I haven't looked at kind of the storyline and what it's really about. I kind of just bought it. It's like, I'm going to get it now because it might be hard to get. I'm not going to invest a lot, and we'll see where it goes. So I'll have to look into doing the staking thing and pay a little bit more attention to that. I've been so involved in just kind of following dronies.
Yeah, it would be cool though.
Little obsessed.
It would definitely be cool. It's just a way to really make it so that like the community, the people who actually care about the NFT and the direction of the project, so that they can equally get a voice to anybody of management, so that there's not like a corporation where there's one person or a couple people all the way up top, and then it follows downstream, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, it's somebody's idea all the way up here, and then the people below them have to push that to the managers, and then the managers have to push it to the workers, and the workers have to actually do the work and make it come. But it's like, here, somebody could be like, hey, I'm a designer, and I'm looking, and I think this would be a good idea to do with dronies. Is anybody willing to connect me with somebody, partner up, blah, blah, blah. Do you guys think this is a good idea? And then everybody can vote on it. And if it gets passed, okay, cool. Well, then we try and plug him in or make this idea come to life, And then everybody who's involved with contributing to that idea, I believe they would all get like a piece of it. They would get some kind of like commission, 1%, 2%, 3%, something off of that in the community revenue. So like for Astrals, it would be Galaxy, and that was a hypothetical situation, but like I'm just saying, like that's how that stuff can work.
I see. Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me and kind of clarifies some things. And so yeah, I can kind of see why people are like wanting dronies to do that.
Yeah,
I
but
think it's
at the
great
same
that,
time, like it's not a necessity. You know what I mean? Like it can be a useful tool, but again, I feel like it's a lot of the um, paper-handed people, or what seems like the paper-handed mindset of like, oh well, everybody else is doing staking. Why aren't we doing staking? But it's like, okay, but we're still a
yeah,
community. We
yeah.
could all still suggest, and we don't necessarily need that to do what we can. Like we all just kind of talk, come up with ideas, and try and make things happen. You know.
Well, that's what exactly when you were explaining it to me. I'm thinking, I was like, okay, I get it, but like in the Dronies community, I'm like, we have an open line of communication to the top already.
Right.
Like it's been established kind of from the get go.
Well, I think
Now
the other thing too.
over time that might diminish because they got to do their job,
Mm,
and that's what Willie's going to be here for, is kind of the go between.
and I think like the other thing too is a lot of things with like crypto and NFTs and everything. A lot of people want to keep their identities hidden, but even in I like bringing ideas to the table, if you don't want to know, like when if they have like a DIO or yeah, I think that's how you say it, right? DAO. Um, when you have that and you have the staking and all that, like you can submit an idea anonymously. You know what I mean? Just as obviously as long as you have enough of the currency to suggest an idea. It's almost like if you go on Twitch and like how like you could get like stream rewards and stream points for like being on someone's stream, and then you can like do certain things within that stream. I feel like that's like a good way to um, connect it if you're familiar with Twitch.
I'm not, but that's okay. I'm old school.
I got you. Why am I getting tagged up in Dronies? Oh.
Do something. I was looking at getting this one. I like this green camo with the night vision. We got some offers that nobody's interested in. So kill those. I can re-offer later.
We're getting tagged up in what's it called? In Dronies.
Dude, I have an addictive personality as well, so the collecting is, and that goes like
Dude, honestly, like, I don't know, man. I think Dronies is so cool in our community. Like everybody who's actually in it, and like Zach, Nick, you, me, Bo Joseph. He's another one who's always in here. Who else? Like dude, there's so many. Dan, the dude who hooked me up with the gold skater. Like, there's just so many good-hearted, like, decent people here that, like, I honestly consider good friends. And I've never even met half of these people in person, or any of them, really.
Like, I'll just tell you, like, like some of the new mods, like, I've already, like, connected with, ended up chatting with Oz on a audio chat because he had done, just opened one up, I think, while he was on his way to work. And I was like, oh, I see this. I haven't done this. Let me chat. And, like, we talked. He's in Australia. I'm in Georgia in the United States.
I'm in Jersey.
Yeah. And then I find out K-Bone basically lives in the area, used to work down the street from where I live.
Oh, wow.
Works not too far. He's a good guy. And, Stinkiest Droney, who's a mod. He and I work for the same company. We essentially do the same thing, and we just found this out. I found that out before he became a mod, and then it was like after chatting and realizing the name, I'm like, wait a minute. Like I look back at my message history with him, I'm like, oh, I already chatted with this guy. Like holy crap, like I got 3 connections. One that's close by, one that does what I do essentially, in the same company, and it's kind of cool. Like it's like small world out of, how we have what over 3,000 owners. That's just cool. and the fact that the 3 of us are all like super involved, in that there's that connection. It's not like like, oh, by the way, so and so, like, K-Bone is really a driving force of the Clean gang, and um, you know, again, I just, for me, this has been a really neat experience. It kind of got me a little bit out of my shell honestly, on a social level.
Mm-hmm.
I work in an environment where I'm talking with people like constantly all day long. 100 plus employees that I work with, not all at the same time, but then you deal with the customer folks that we have to, that we're not have to deal with, but that we deal with. Like when I get home, I'm usually not like wanting to chat or go hang out like with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, like, again, this is just like, I was telling someone like, this project has kind of gotten, me stirred up a little bit and kind of invigorated a little bit. Like, like I'm communicating with people all across the world. We're like doing something new that not everybody's doing. It's cool, exciting. It's fun. And, like I said, I told you earlier, like I had a Twitter account that I've had for years. I hardly ever use it. Now I'm using it, granted it's just for the NFT stuff, but primarily, but it's just like, hey, I'm kind of branching out into some neat, different places that I normally haven't been doing. And I think just, with NFTs in general, that's what we're all doing, and I think it's kind of just, it's a brave new world, a little bit of the Wild West at this point, but, I just, I'm super excited. I'm pumped. I'm pumped as to what we, the press release today. I'm pumped to watch, when I can catch the replay of the YouTube, stream tomorrow. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. And I think I think this week, the gears are just really revving up, and we're really just getting started.
For sure, dude.
I still want to get this thing real quick, show you before you cut out or anything. And, I guess I'm not sweeping the floor per se because it's not the lowest cost, but I'm getting something close down the list.
Yeah.
Again, for my second buy today.
Nice,
Oh
nice.
no! Oh no! Something went wrong. What? Just cancel some offers and put the stuff in escrow. And I'm still getting confused with that a little bit on Magic Eden.
What's that?
The whole escrow thing, when you if you cancel, I've had issues where I tried to if I canceled an offer
Mm-hmm.
and I tried to get it back to my wallet, it wouldn't go, and then I have to put it into escrow, and then my understanding is that money's there now, or that soul is there in kind of Magic Eden land,
Mm-hmm.
and when I make another offer, that it's there to use. And I guess I'm maybe not understanding. I'm
Wait, what aren't you understanding? I'm sorry. I like that when you're like Magic Eden Land.
sorry. Um, no, okay, so I just had two offers that I had, and in the past I've had trouble if I canceled an offer, that went back to my wallet, like the money or the soul. So you make an offer for 3 soul, it moves over to Magic Eden land, like I said. And then when you cancel the offer, you got 2 options. You can try to move it to your wallet, or you can keep it in what they call escrow. And I kind of understand escrow. I'm a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding is that once it's in escrow, which I see account balance, which is enough sold to bid on what I was just trying to bid on, it didn't go through. And I think it's, I found this to be tricky, that sometimes when I try to just move it back, the soul back to my wallet, it won't. It will only let me move it to escrow, and I don't know why. And it may be, it very well may be user error. So I'm definitely uh, that can be the case. I'm a pretty savvy guy when it comes to technology, but when it comes to web systems that don't do what I think they're supposed to do, I'm kind of at a loss. So I canceled my bid.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry,
just
but I don't
trying
have
to. You don't have an answer.
I don't have an answer for you, man. Wish I could help.
Just I'm trying to get this while we were talking, because you were buying some, and I'm jealous and I want to participate, and
Wait, for which?
want to get the that camo, 2 Soul with the green background and the night vision.
Ooh.
I don't have the night vision.
Yeah, that is a sick one.
I'm gonna try to make an offer. I'm gonna try to buy this again.
I got a sick ass army.
Camo is also another rare skin color, and kind of, even though you can combine the two, which kind of groups them together, but I don't think they're that far behind the silver.
I want an alien
If you look at
armor.
each, I do too. Yeah, I do too. I want them all. Ooh, just curious here.
Yes. Oh man. Alright.
We're gonna try to buy this.
I'm thinking I might call it here because.
Yeah, I'm not having success getting this anyway, so
Oh no.
not right now. We'll figure it out. I'm not worried. I just thought it would be cool to maybe add to the show.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure, man. Thanks for jumping on here and hanging, talking. It was a blast.
Well, hope I
Whenever
didn't.
you want to.
Hope I didn't ramble on too much. I sometimes have a tendency to do that.
Hey man, that's what this is here for, you know? Everybody from the community is gonna check it out and they're all excited for it, so that's what this is all about.
Sweet deal, man. I was awesome talking to you. Nice
Yeah,
meeting you.
awesome talking to you too.
And we'll obviously communicate more in the future for sure, just in
Absolutely.
casual as well. You
Yeah, and
know.
if you want to get anybody else involved too, just, let me know and we'll do like a big group call or something.
Yeah, man. I think that's cool. I think you've got a neat little platform here that is perfect for the community. And yeah, would love to. I'm glad to participate today, and would love to get other people that may want to participate that are kind of some more notable names in the community. I think this is a great platform to kind of get together and just spread the love, and share the message that like this is an awesome project that we're all kind of super excited for. Now, on that note, figure out how I'm going to do my cacao for the contest. So,
Well, best of luck, and I'm gonna be looking forward to that video or that audio clip.
yeah, I got an idea. Might be a little different. I'm almost afraid to do it too early because I don't want anyone to copy me, but I don't think anyone will. So it's something slightly different, but how much can you do on a cacao? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nick, like I said, Nick, man, I think he's a winner. So, if someone else beats him, then God bless.
Right? Yeah, Nick's definitely he's definitely probably the top droney for that bird call.
Definitely.
Alright, man, well, I'll talk to you later. Alright, dude, peace. Caw-caw!
He's out.
That was dope. I hope everybody enjoyed. And